Our music is very spiritual music, and it's very devotional. So when we play, it's kind of like a meditation, like a yoga, kind of like yoga through sound. So when we learn from our teacher, it's we learn not to play for entertainment or anything like that. It's playing for yourself, for your soul, your mind, your body. It's a cleansing kind of music. And we start out with different segments of our playing can be more serious than others. So we start out playing usually alap, and that is without any kind of rhythm accompaniment, without any kind of, it's just the sarod player or the instrumentalist or the vocalist playing, and it's very devotional. So the Hindu religion is very much involved in this music. Like names of ragas will be names of gods and goddesses, sometimes not. We also pay respects to certain gods and goddesses. We have certain holidays where we pay respects. There's Saraswati, who is the goddess of music, is very important to us in this music, and we have lots of devotional songs to her and to Krishna, Lord Krishna, Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Ganesha, many different gods and goddesses, deities. When you talk about vocal music, it gets more about culture and things like that, the lyrics to the songs. So they can either be very devotional songs, talking about the gods and goddesses, or they can be about, people, ordinary people, but in a very poetic kind of way. And that will talk about the Indian culture, and its vocal music is very strong. Everyone should learn vocal music before playing an instrument or before playing tabla. My father says that anyone that plays any instrument at all should be able to sing, because when you sing, it's coming from inside, and if you don't know what it's like inside and you can't sing it or produce it inside, how can you reproduce it through the fingers? In Indian classical music, we have ragas. There are 75,000 different ragas. The rags or ragas and raginis are basically melodies which consist of certain notes that you play and certain notes that you don't play. There are 10 main scales in Indian classical music. We call them tats, and that's T-H-A-T-S, tats, or tat. And in these 10 scales, all the 75,000 different ragas are derived from. They all come from these 10 scales. So when you're playing a certain raga, certain moods should be expressed, like sadness, joy, detachment, attachment, detachment. These kind of things will be expressed through the ragas and certain notes. All of our ragas, or our melodies that we play on the sarod and other instruments, are based on a 24-hour time cycle. So throughout the day, you'll find, for whatever time of day it is, there will be a raga, a certain raga or melody that corresponds to that day. It goes for that time of day. Like right now is afternoon, so we'd play afternoon melodies, afternoon ragas. And they have certain notes, certain combinations, certain patterns, moods that are expressed that are suitable for your mind and body at that period of the day, because your mind and body changes throughout the day. Our music is also seasonal, so winter, spring, summer, fall, we have ragas for different seasons. If it's raining, my father will say, oh, let's play a rainy season raga and help it stop the rain. I can't tell you the exact number of how many ragas I've learned, but I've learned enough to be able to play ragas for the morning time, afternoon, and evening. And when I perform in concert, I have certain ragas that I'm comfortable with, that I can perform and perform more, keep on producing new kind of lines and play maybe for like an hour and a half, one raga. And other ones that I can't play so well, or I don't feel I'm very mature in how I've understood them. Our music is taught strictly from mouth to ear. So whatever the teacher says, you hear it like that. You learn it first. You learn it first from your teacher's mouth, singing or demonstrating. You learn from their playing to your ear, and you memorize it. Nowadays, I think it's very necessary to record, and that's where technology is good, because otherwise the teachings may be lost, and you can get the way it sounds from your teacher and have them on recording is very important. Back in the old days, they didn't have tape recorders and these things, so they had to memorize it, or they used this notation system. But mostly, our music is not notated. Just through discipline and practice, you memorize these things and you keep on practicing them, learning them, and your teacher keeps on checking you on it. I couldn't read or write notation for many years. I just couldn't understand it for some reason. Once I learned how to read and write the notation, I feel like my memory got a little worse. So I wish almost that I didn't know how to do it, but you learn so much. How can you keep it all in your mind sometimes? It's amazing how these masters and great musicians can keep so much inside. But that's, the discipline that's needed in learning. The classroom, we're sitting in our music classroom at our music school right now. It's considered a temple. Just like people say, your body is your temple, things like that, and you should be very respectful to your body, respectful to the temple, church, whatever, your special place to you. My sarod, my instrument, anyone's instrument is connected with that. So you pay respects to it. You clean it regularly. You don't throw it. You definitely don't burn it or smash it on stage like certain musicians like to do. You really respect your instrument, and you get a kind of connection with it. It's not like you can I could play another sarod, because the fingering will be different. They're not all made the same. Every instrument is a little different. So you develop a relationship with your instrument, and you have to respect it. When you learn from a teacher, it's very important to get a master teacher, or someone that really knows the music and is a true guru teacher, is a true person. With this music comes a certain responsibility of and respect of when you play the ragas, how you learn them, how you play them correctly, because the vibrations, the sounds, all these things, they have very important qualities, and they should be honored. And so a master musician, that's a hard question. And there's ways, obviously, of finding out who is a real musician, who's really done their practice, their riyaz, which we call our practice. Who's done that and who hasn't.